I'm blacker than BET, I'm blacker than EBT, I'm blacker than Eazy-E, I'm blacker than TLC, blacker than Escape and SWV, I'm blacker than 8 tracks and stacks of DVDs. We go back like flat tires, I'm blacker than Sapphire, blacker than Baptist churches down south with a black choir, blacker than smoke detectors that's beeping all through the year, blacker than sneaking snacks in the back of the movie theater. I'm blacker than Coltrane, blacker than Soul Train, blacker than gold teeth, earrings and gold chains, blacker than baby kids and even Sinead crib, blacker than everybody that used to be hating Chris. I'm blacker than black mamas that's cooking with Crisco, blacker than every song affected by Cisco, blacker than roller skating and dancing a disco. I'm blacker than Martin and Bruh Man from the fifth floor, blacker than living single and even Keenan and Kel. I'm blacker than Love Island and baddies and BBLs. I'm blacker than nappy hair and hitting niggas with chairs, blacker than Don Julio with my vision impaired, blacker than home phones and asses that's homegrown, blacker than being back before the street lights come on. I'm blacker than Ho Hiding, I'm blacker than Flow Rider, I'm blacker than gang banging and slanging and low riders. I'm blacker than majorettes, blacker than black schools, blacker than reparations and 40 acres and mules. I'm blacker than Shaka Zulu and burning sages and hoodoo. I'm blacker than grandmamas that's cleaning houses and moo-moos. I'm blacker than Tracy Morgan, I'm blacker than Gracie's Corner, I'm blacker than Ali while knocking out George Foreman. I'm blacker than Motown, blacker than Roll Bounce, I'm blacker than brown bags that cover the 40 ounce, blacker than home remedies, lemon and tea bags, blacker than fried chicken and greens at a repast, blacker than don't you dribble that ball in my damn house, blacker than if I brought you in this world I could take you out, blacker than throwing fades, I'm blacker than playing spades, I'm blacker than dreadlocks, afros and box braids, blacker than black preachers, I'm blacker than black Jesus, I'm blacker than Exodus, Romans, Colossians and Ephesians, I'm blacker than all your cabinets that's holding all of your seasons, I'm blacker than breaking out into worship for no reason, I'm blacker than Listerine, I'm blacker than Mr. King, left every voice and sing until earth and heaven ring, blacker than Steve Harvey, I'm blacker than Marcus Garvey and all of my ancestors that made it possible for me, blacker than Jim Crow, the Underground Railroad, my fist is up and I'm proud, my nigga, and I say it loud, I'm black.
That has kind of become the unofficial anthem. I think I'm going to keep rolling with it until I get some new music from Helliva or Big Bop Ben, whatever name Helliva's going by today. He said he got some beats for me, so I just haven't had a chance to slow down and get them because I guess I've been working on evacuating, and I have evacuated. I am safely evacuated. So good afternoon, good Thursday afternoon. It's like midday where I am, so I'm not sure exactly where you are if you catch the live on this. I just wanted to come up and say a couple things. Got a couple things I need to get off my chest, and I'll get moving. I ain't got a whole lot of time to get in here, but I am going to get moving today, and it's Thursday afternoon. I'm actually on a break. It's the only reason why I have an opportunity to come up in the middle part of the day. So, if there's somebody that jumps in here with me and breaks bread with me, that'll be a good thing. If not, then, you know what it is. I can rock this bitch for about an hour and a half without any type of interaction from anybody. Just because I can do that. I literally can talk to myself for an hour and a half. What up, Free? What up? You came on in. Appreciate you with the light skin fist. I love the color appropriation. If you light skin, use a light skin fist. If you're dark skin, use a dark skin fist. I have no problem with that. But it is what it is. So I have no problem with people using the melanin that they're in. No problem with that at all. So, good afternoon to anybody that gets in here and checks out the live. Anybody that's going to check out the playback as well. I'm always very grateful. But I wanted to get in here and say a few things because it's been a strange week for me. And I really want to start out by saying, very odd week. I don't take a lot of time off. Have a lot of time off, but because of spring break and where I work, we're off this week. So I've got a little bit of time, had a little bit of time to think, to relax. kind of heal up. I had a lot of wounds on my body. Working in a new kitchen, and it's been unfamiliar with me, some of the things that I've been doing. So, I kind of jacked myself up over the last couple weeks. So it's given me a chance to heal a bit, and I am healing a bit. And that's helping me with my evacuation. I've had to evacuate. I've had to leave some situations behind, and leaving some situations behind means that I'm going to be embarking on some new things. So that's a good thing. It's always a good thing to leave things behind when you have new things that you need to get out on. So with this day that I am sitting in, it's this Thursday. I actually lost a sibling. I lost a sibling early this week. Most of y'all who know me, who really, 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 really know me, know that I have twin brothers. And they're 9 years older than me. And one of my twin brothers passed away. So, I am going to be 100% respectful in this moment, and say rest in power, to my brother Floyd Arnold Rowry. He battled for a lot of years, and struggled for a lot of years with substances and whatnot. And unfortunately, he succumbed to that battle. And, what I've looked at over the years, appreciate that, brother John Henry. I've looked at a lot of things differently as my life has progressed. And, where I did not see addiction, what it is, I see it now, and I understood it over the last many, many years. Dealt with a lot of addiction through my family and dealing with people that have been in and out of my life for years. I'm dealing with addiction myself. I was a food addict, and I take that very seriously. And it took a lot for me to even get to the point to know that I was a food addict. Appreciate that, Free. And so I understand addiction from a firsthand stance, not from a narcotics or substances situation, but I definitely understand addiction. And I understood that my brother had these issues throughout his life, and where I may have been upset or angry at him many, many, many moons ago, I started to understand that was just in him, and it was going to be a part of him. And it was something he was going to fight until he could no longer fight it, and he succumbed to the battle. So, I definitely want to say I appreciate everybody who is in the know, who has understood what my family's going through. I've really tried to let everybody know that I am good. I am going to be okay in all of this, and we're going to be better because of it, and I wish his three children, the peace that they need. They've not obviously had the relationship I would have wanted them to have with their father, but they were raised right. And I can definitely thank their mother, and, I always say this, you have a father and you have a daddy. And I always looked at the man that their mother married as their daddy. And this is not being disrespectful to my brother in any way, but that man raised those kids, and they're now adults now. And he did everything that he could in his power to make those kids his kids. Giving them his name was the first and foremost thing that he did. Doing things the right way, putting them through school, putting braces on their teeth, making sure that they were substantial people in the communities that they now reside in. He had a lot to do with that. And I know he did not produce my three nieces and nephew, but what I do understand is that he was their daddy and is their daddy. And I salute that man, George, for being who he has been all of their lives, and they'll continue to, pay respects, I'm sure, to the one that they lost and maybe not knew enough, but they'll definitely pay the respect to the man who, has taken them through, and I appreciate you saying that, Free. The ones who are present, The ones who are present, not the ones who will produce. The daddy is the one who's present, not the one who produces. So, you know, we are what we are in life, and hopefully, you know, anybody that hears this message understands that I'm not being disrespectful at all to my brother, you know, and oh shoot, I didn't even realize I'm not up. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I'm not up. I didn't realize that. Wasn't paying attention to the screens. Let me go in and come up a little bit here. Can I come up on that side? Yeah, we'll come up there. I can even actually come up a little bit bigger. But where I am now with all of this is that, you know, I'm learning to find peace where I need to find peace. So this will give me some peace, and I'm hoping that it will give others peace of mind to understand, you know, addiction is a sickness. And if you have someone that you can help, try to help them. If you cannot help them, then don't feel bad that you tried to help them. Just know that it is what it is, and they are where they are, and you tried your best. So we move on, we live, we love, and, you know, we prosper. Appreciate it, Free. I say things, I say things right off the cuff. So I don't really know how they come out until after I come back and listen to the playback. So, you know, I'll go back and listen to the playback, and hopefully everything came out. You said it came out right. I trust your judgment. So I appreciate it. Absolutely. So, you know, I've got a couple of things that I want to speak on. And the first thing that I want to speak on, you know, I made some comments about a situation that happened here in Ann Arbor a few days ago regarding the Smoothie King. And there were two young sisters who were in that Smoothie King. And, you know, I went on about it. Probably about 30, 40 minutes in my last video. If you didn't see the last video, go check out the last video. I've learned some things over the last couple of days from some trusted individuals, because I couldn't get information from just anybody. I had to bring information back to the table. So I wanted to get some information, some fruitful information about the situation if I was going to speak any further on it. So, you know, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And my thoughts and love go out to you and your family, you know, because you lost a loved one recently as well. You lost a sibling as well. So thoughts and love to you and your family as our families, you know, continue to get through these tough times. So, you know, I appreciate you checking out the live here, Apollo. And, you know, we'll continue to move on. But yes, where I am now, with this Smoothie King thing, I learned some things over the last couple of days, and I want to really kind of, you know, what did I say this is? A midday spray. It's not a spit, okay? It's not a spit. I know a lot of people like to use that spit. We spitting on them. We spitting. No. We're not going to spit today. We're going to spray. We're going to spray. We're going to spray. We're going to put a little mist out there, okay? And when I put mist out there, you know, it affects folks, okay? Because what I've got is I've got a good spray, and I've got a truthful spray. And people don't like that good spray. They don't like that truthful spray. But you know what? Y'all know me. I don't give a fuck what people think about the message, because the message is true and the message is thorough. And it ain't never going to be nothing else out here coming from me. Coming from me. It ain't never going to be nothing else out there. Appreciate the love, Free, showing Brother St. Charles the love in the chat as well. So this right here is what I want to go to. Let's just kick the Willy Bobos early on this shit. Let's just kick the Willy Bobos early on this shit. This is what I want to go to. Man denied service at a Smoothie King because of Trump hoodie. Now he's getting death threats. Now he's getting death threats. Now, I have no way of knowing if this individual is getting death threats or not, okay? I'm not going to call him a liar. I'm not going to say that he is embellishing. He says he's gotten thousands and thousands and thousands of death threats. So I don't know. I ain't in that man's DMs one way or the other. I ain't putting nothing in his DMs. I ain't read his DMs. You know, maybe I'll send an invite out to him and see if he wants to come on and explain himself, because the things that I've heard over the last few days have kind of changed my perspective on this situation dealing with Smoothie King. Now, first and foremost, if you watch the video a couple days ago, I did say some things about the young girls, and I didn't agree with them. I said food service workers are in a capacity to serve food. And the way I was taught, understanding I'm 56, the way I was taught, I'm 40 years older than those young girls were in that business. I'm 40 years older. One was 16, one was 17. Okay? So I do understand that what I know and what I was taught is different from what they know and what they were taught. Okay? So where I was, as I said, food service workers were meant to serve food. And I had no problem with that. I had no problem with what I said. And I'll have no problem with saying it still. But I do now understand why the young girls had the ire that they had, because, see, the cameras weren't rolling from the beginning of the situation. They didn't start really rolling until, I believe it was his wife that was filming, and then maybe somebody else was filming from either the crowd or maybe one of the workers. I'm not sure exactly where all the video footage came from, but we don't have anything early. Okay, and from what I know now, I guess the place was really busy. Smoothie King was really busy. And the Trump supporter got out of hand. He got out of pocket. And I'm not sure exactly if he said things directly to the girls or if he just blurted out some things. But whatever he said put them in the perspective of they felt intimidated. Now, 16, 17-year-old girls who are in a food service capacity, sounds like they could have possibly even been the only two in that establishment working. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say they were, but it sounds like they were possibly the only two there working, meaning that no one older than them, an elder, wasn't around to be able to be a supportive force. Okay. Now, I don't know exactly who else was in the crowd who might have been waiting for smoothies as well, but it sounds like this individual was out of pocket, and that's what caused the young girls to lash back, basically putting themselves against him. Okay, and his wife. So that's where the video kind of picks up, and now what we know. Now we can go back on the same page. Bump that dude. Oh, absolutely. You know, and see, and my thing is, I was never not bump that dude. I was never not bump that dude. I wasn't riding with the Trump supporter. I wasn't riding with Take America Back man. What I was riding with was the fact that he was in there looking for a smoothie. And if he had basically just been like, hey, you know, can we get some service over here type of shit, why was he turned away from getting the smoothie? Okay, that's what. So I was never not fuck that dude. I know you said bump that dude, but I'm gonna say fuck that dude. I was never not that. What I was we stand on business and we do our job because the job needs to get done. But it sounds like he got a little out of pocket and they didn't particularly know how to handle that situation. Then there obviously wasn't anybody that was in the lobby that came to their support, because those are the types of situations that I've come in contact with before. I've talked on my videos before about how I've helped out workers being berated by other customers in stores. I've helped out workers being berated by their coworkers in other stores. Because one thing that I do not like, I don't like to see anybody under siege. Okay, I don't like to see anybody under siege, especially when I know that they're at a disadvantage. Now, whether that be physically, okay, whether that be outnumbered or anything, I don't like to see anybody getting bullied. See, I already told y'all, I bully bullies. That's who I am. I bully bullies. I have no problem with bullying a motherfucking bully. See, a bully deserves to get bullied. So when you get to bullying motherfuckers, let me know so I can show up, because I bully bullies. And there's more of me out here. These just people don't really speak up. There's more of me who think the same thing. They just don't speak up. You know, because bullies need to be bullied. Bullies should not really last in our territories anymore. Bullies need to be bullied to the point where they're not bullies anymore, to where they just leave. And there needs to be a bully compound, and then they can just bully each other. How about that? How about just bullying each other? But it is what it is. But Mr. Trump, Take America Back man, had got out of pocket. Good afternoon, Natasha Mitchell. How you doing today, sister? I've never seen you in my comment section, or if I have, maybe I am misspeaking, but good afternoon. Appreciate you joining us on the live. Hopefully you stay for a couple more minutes. If he was out of pocket before the video started rolling and then tried to act all nice, because he was really kind of saying, good luck with maintaining your employment and this, that, and the other. When I heard him, I didn't hear none of the out of pocket shit. Okay. I didn't hear none of the out of pocket shit. I heard him more or less just kind of, talking shit on his way out the door. Appreciate you. So I appreciate the young ladies maintaining their composure until I would have liked for them to have maintained their composure all the way through. But I understand youngins today are not me. I was taught to go over, above, around the bullshit. And these youngins aren't taught that anymore. I know through training videos and things like that, they are taught the customer is always right. They are taught that. But see, I was taught that too. I was taught that shit too. I was taught the customers are always right. But I also have managers that said, but you don't let nobody fuck with you. This is your place, and you need to treat this business just like you own this business. I learned that early on working. Okay. I learned that early on working, and through the businesses that I've owned, through businesses that I've managed, through people that I've trained in businesses, I've always taught them the same thing. You don't never let nobody fuck with you here. Now, what you do outside of this place, that's your business, but you don't never let nobody fuck with you here. This is your home. This is your second home. The places where we work, grown folks, the places where we work, the people who just hit the love button, I appreciate that. I'm not sure who it is, but I appreciate the loves. You never let nobody fuck with you where you dwell. Never let nobody fuck with you where you dwell, where you get your bread. But I do understand these youngins. I do understand that they felt like they were under siege. I do understand that the culture that we are in and what's being done around the country, and they felt intimidated by this individual who probably looked kind of menacing to them. And then they see this Trump hoodie. I get the hoodie shouldn't have been so intimidating itself, but I don't know exactly what he said to get them out of pocket, so I can't speak on that. But I do know that he did say some out of pocket shit. I'm trying to get the actual verbiage. I'm trying to get to the families who know these women, these young women, so I can get the exact words, what he said, because I'd love to come back a third time and spray on that. Okay, we can do a midnight spray. We can do a midday spray. We can do a mid-morning spray. Just let me know. I want to get to all the information, because the information I have, I know is true, but I don't have all the information. And when I get all the information, I'll come back and bring y'all all the truth. So I appreciate that. What you say, Apollo? You said customers are always right, but have no excuse to be rude or disrespectful. 1,000. 1,000. They have absolutely no reason to ever be disrespectful. Ever be disrespectful. If they looking for service, okay? If they looking for service, how you gonna violate somebody that you need something from? And although I've never did anything, and I would never think about doing anything to anything that I prepare, because I understand people value the trust that they put in people, and I value that. I value that people trust me in a culinary spirit. People trust me to be clean, and they trust me to be sane and some shit. But how you gonna be disrespectful to somebody that's about to give you something that you about to put in your mouth? Why would you even think about being disrespectful to somebody that's gonna give you something that you about to put in your mouth? You a fool-ass motherfucker if you gonna say something wrong to somebody that's gonna give you something that you are going to put in your mouth. Are you crazy? Are you stupid, dumb, or slow? You don't fuck with nobody that's about to give you something that you gonna put in your mouth. Mary, what's happening? You said it's your niece? Will your niece talk to me, Mary? I need to know, will your niece talk to me? You know my number. If she'll talk to me, you can get us on a three-way call. You can be there for the whole call. I want to know everything that this individual said to them that got them out of pocket. So you talk to her, and you tell her it's safe to talk to me. And you tell her mama that if it's safe for her to talk to me, see if she's safe for her mama to sit right next to her and they can come on the platform. I have no problem with that. I have absolutely no problem with that because I want to know we need to even out the playing field here. There's a reason for everything. And now they got a GoFundMe put together. And now he's telling me they getting, well, didn't tell me, he's telling the news, they getting death threats. We got to even his playing field. See, he's not telling all the truth because all the truth ain't came out yet. We need all the truth to come out. We need all the truth to come out. Okay? That's what we need. That's what we need. So please let her know that I am a safe space for her to be able to talk in. Let her know that if he said something, if she don't want to talk publicly, give it all to you in text form and send it to me. I have no problem regurgitating it as long as it's the truth. Long as it's the truth, I have no problem with regurgitating. Appreciate the likes, appreciate the loves. Get them up, get them up. What they say, get the likes up, get the likes up, get the loves up. I don't be saying that shit because I don't be trying to be all podcasty. I'm not all podcasty. Y'all know I deliver a message. Y'all know my message is thorough, so I shouldn't have to say that shit. Y'all should be liking and loving this shit just on GP. Just because I'm not some whack-ass content creator out here because my shit's on point. But I get it. Y'all don't fuck with me the way y'all fuck with them other content creators, but it's all good. You'll see. You'll see. What you say, Apollo? Hold on one second. I think people who come into Ann Arbor with these loud Trump flags and colors are seeking to rage bait to set up a discrimination lawsuit. Hey, if they set up the GoFundMe, that's one step from calling a lawyer. If they set up the GoFundMe, that's one step from calling a lawyer. Now, the fact that Smoothie King fired the two young ladies who worked there, they probably don't really have a lawsuit. Smoothie King did what they thought they should do to salvage their business or at least keep them from being sued. So they probably don't have a lawsuit. You can't sue somebody, for terminating somebody who caused an issue. There's a fine line with that. Now, if they had kept the employees and then there was some proof that the employees had violated some type of civil rights of theirs, I mean, they violated their smoothie rights. That's all they did was violate their smoothie rights and shit. I don't think they violated any other civil rights. I know they were saying that it's discrimination. I get it. I get all that shit. But you do have the right to refuse service in the state of Michigan if you feel like you are in danger. There's some other shit that, there's a reason. And they might have felt that they were in danger and they did not have to. Either way, they don't work at Smoothie King anymore. Those individuals have a GoFundMe. What I need to do is even the playing field because I need to make sure that those girls' story gets out. What you say there, Mary? Hold on one second there. Okay. You said, I'll see if she will. She recorded it. She lives with her dad. So hopefully she recorded the whole thing. I want to hear him. Talking to her before everybody heard all these other videos because I want to hear what he said to get them out of pocket because that's going to help even the playing field. Everybody's only heard one side of the story. They've only seen one part of the videos. I want to even the playing field. And if you know me, Mary, and you know me, goddammit, you know me, shit, you know me since I've been picking you up, putting you on school buses, going on field trips and shit when you was a baby. So, I ain't picked Mary up lately, just so y'all don't try to do no funny business in here. I ain't picked Mary up in what, about 40 years, Mary? It's been about 40 years since I picked you up, but I did pick her up. I used to pick Mary up all the time, put her on the school bus, her and her brothers and sisters and things like that. We used to do some things out here, when I was in these streets. But what you say there, Apollo? I got the font so small I can't see some of these, like those First Amendment orders. Yeah, I get you. So what we've got now is we've got an opportunity to hopefully even the playing surfaces. And if they don't talk to me, they don't need to talk to me. But they need to talk to somebody because this shit has to stop. This is going to continue. This race baiting shit is going to continue. See, I don't care that you support Trump. I don't care when people support Democrats. What I do care about was when you try to use that in some type of weaponization situation. Because I don't give a fuck about a Democrat and I don't give a fuck about a Republican. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me who you support. And don't weaponize the shit on top of who you're supporting. Because Democrats weaponize they shit just like Republicans weaponize they shit. Okay? That vote blue no matter who, that's the same type of shit. That's the same type of shit as take America back again. That's the same type of shit. It's just saying it in a nicer way. Democrats say shit in a nice way. Republicans say shit in a fucked up way. It is what it is. It is what it is. So we're going to move on amicably, shall we? Let's see what else we got here. But yeah, this motherfucker right now, he's got a GoFundMe and everything. So we need to stop that shit. We need to stop that shit. We're gonna go from the sublime to the ridiculous. This is the ridiculous. You know, we're going to hit on a sports situation real quick, but y'all know the way I do sports, I don't really do sports. I don't really talk about scores, okay? I don't really talk about highlights. I don't really talk about that shit. But when I hear shit like this, and I think that Caitlin Clark is a very talented basketball player. One of the best basketball players in the WNBA, obviously. She was one of the best basketball players in college, maybe the best basketball player at one time in college. But this shit right here, Shady McCoy needs to stop it. He needs to stop with all the motherfucking cap. Former NFL star LaShawn McCoy, Shady McCoy, says Caitlin Clark is the most influential white athlete of all time. Nigga, what? Really? Really, Shady? This is where you living now? And I know he likes to have massive takes. Yeah, Free said the shit. He said the shit, Free. He likes to have massive takes to go viral and do all that shit on the sports shows that he's on. But motherfucker, Caitlin Clark is talented. And Caitlin Clark is a great basketball player. But the most influential white athlete of all time, I can think, literally, I can think of 10 white athletes who are more influential than Caitlin Clark. I mean, the girl's only been in the pros for, 3 years? She played 4 years of college ball, 3 years in the pros. Before that, nobody knew who the fuck Caitlin Clark was outside of, Iowa? Nobody knew. College recruiters, but nobody knew who she was. That's 7 years ago. Now she's the most influential white athlete of all time. I can only say one thing.
What did you say, nigga?
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. When I look at a comment like this and I read it, I mean, look at Caitlin Clark's face. Her face is even like, what the fuck are you talking about? I hope she didn't say this, but I bet she's thinking it.
What did you say, nigga?
Yeah. Straight bullshit, Shady. Straight bullshit. Your comment may go viral. Your comment may go viral, but a lot of lies go viral, Shady. A lot of lies go viral. So we ain't even going to stay on that shit. I just had to pull that up because it was something that came across my timeline. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to need a little buffer in between the time that I need to talk about what I'm going to talk about. Because I really want to bring up this shit right here. This thing has gotten under my skin to the point where I don't like culture vultures. Y'all know I don't like them. And where culture vultures are in this world with me. Let's go on and get Caitlin up off this thing. Let's get Caitlin up. Where culture vultures are with me in this day and time, okay? In this day and time. y'all laughing because I'm being silly. I know. I appreciate y'all. We've got them taking over societies. And the one thing that I don't understand is why Black people have not picked up on culture vultures. I left a post about it earlier. Culture vultures are really an endangered species because a lot of ethnicities have picked up on culture vultures. If you've noticed, you cannot vulture somebody else's culture the way you can vulture somebody's culture that's Black. Black people are the biggest victims to culture vultures. We let motherfuckers come in and vulture our culture like nobody else. I don't know what it is about letting motherfuckers come into our culture and vulture. We need to stop this shit. We've got to stop it because if we don't, I mean, look at all the shit that's been copied and impersonated and imitated and stolen from Black folks since the beginning of when? Of time. Ain't nobody did shit in this bitch original, but they've stolen shit and then claimed it to be theirs. Now, I'm not saying that nobody has created anything, but you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. When I'm talking about culture vultures, who am I talking about? Can somebody just please tell me who they think I'm talking about when I'm talking about culture? Who's the biggest culture vulture ethnicity in the world? Please. Let me know. Let me know if you think you know. If you think you know, tell me who you think the biggest culture vultures are in this piece. Free, why you got the eyes going on? Excuse me. Why you got the eyes going on? Okay. So, nobody wants to answer? Bueller? Nobody wants to answer? Bueller? Y'all ain't gonna answer? Okay, no problem. No problem. Maybe ain't nobody in here but me no more. I get it. We'll go to the next episode. So I'll just do this.
A few moments later.
Nobody wanted to say nothing. I get it. Don't nobody want to be in that comment section by saying somebody white. I get it. White folks are the biggest culture vultures, okay? White folks. The whites. Not all white folks. Not every white folk. The whites. Y'all know there's a difference between white folks and the whites, okay? What did you say? Tribal Africans. That's a close second. That's a close second, Apollo. That's a close second. The Umbutus of the world are a close second. Nigga. Look, nigga. Brada. The first culture vultures in society are the whites. And when they steal, they don't just steal. They steal to kill, okay? They steal to kill, not physically. They don't try to kill us off because it's better to keep us around so they can keep stealing. They try to steal so they can keep stealing. They'll suck all the life out of you, then give you an oxygen tank. Suck all the life out of you, then give you an oxygen tank. Suck all the life out of you. Oh, shit, I ain't got no oxygen. Give this motherfucker some mouth to mouth. They'll keep you breathing because they got to keep on vulturing. You feel me? This is what culture vultures do. They don't want to kill you. They just want to steal you. Bars, nigga. They don't want to kill you. They just want to steal you. And when I say steal you, they want to steal your magic. They want to steal your black excellence. Y'all like to say black excellence? They want to steal your black excellence. I've had motherfuckers steal my black excellence many a times. It's flattering in some cases. But then when a motherfucker went and tried to make a motherfucking dollar off of it, I'm like, whoa, Nelly. What you doing right there? I have no problem with letting the motherfucker know. Yeah. No, I have no problem with that. Confronting the motherfucker is really not a weak suit of mine. It's a strong suit. And I will confront the fuck out of you if you've stolen from me. Anybody that's ever stolen anything from me, black or white, I don't give a fuck. Black, white, Puerto Rican, bitch, we can be just a freaking in this motherfucker. Really, for real. Don't steal from me, because if you steal from me, I don't want to say that. They might block me. Anyway, what'd you say? Harlan Sanders. Harlan Sanders. Why do I know that name? I don't know why I know that name. Is that, Colonel Sanders? Is that Colonel? Is that Colonel Sanders? Was that Colonel's real name? I think that was Colonel's real name, right? Harlan Sanders? Or what's the other dude's name? Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc, absolutely. You know, that's some big thefts. Those are some big thefts. Harlan Sanders, Harlan was white though, wasn't he? Wasn't Colonel Sanders white? Or did we find out Colonel Sanders was black? You know, and they find out everybody was black after they die and shit. J. Edgar Hoover, they find out he was black. You know, Colonel Sanders, is he black? I mean, is that why he can make that chicken like he could? I don't know. You know, is that why he had them 11 herbs and spices? Did he really make that chicken, or was it an old black woman and shit? You know, like Aunt Jemima shit. Okay, we'll get with it. I'll get up off that. Okay, so I'm not a historian, but I know some shit. And I used to eat fried chicken. But let's move on. This shit right here bothered me. I'm going to read something. If y'all know about this thing called tendernism has taken the country by storm. A brother named Walter Johnson, okay? Walter Johnson started something called tendernism. I guess he has a true knack for barbecuing food, barbecuing meat. And 5-6 years ago, he went into one of these coffee shops that was opened out in California and met the individual, his name is Nick Yepperman, and met his mother and met him. And they brought him on to their platform. They were a coffee shop at the time in Hemet, California. Had nothing to do with barbecue. They weren't barbecuing no food. They were fucking selling coffee and crumpets. You understands me? They were selling coffee and crumpets. They didn't know shit about no motherfucking barbecue back before Walter Johnson, back before Mr. Tendernism. He said, y'all should do some barbecue. Y'all should try to do some barbecue because he had been a chef in a previous life. And they brought him aboard and they started doing some cooking. And then they turned their coffee shop that wasn't making no motherfucking money, because if they was making motherfucking money in the coffee shop, they'd have kept the coffee shop open and they'd have opened up a barbecue joint. But what they said, we gonna scrap this coffee shop idea because we ain't making no money, because they got the Starbucks and you got the Tim Hortons and you got the this and you got the that and you got the Sheets. You got all these motherfuckers that selling coffee better than us. Let's go do some barbecue. So they opened up a place called Destination Smokehouse. And Destination Smokehouse has taken the country by storm, mainly because of Mr. Tendernism. But Nick Yepperman tried to make it seem like it was because of him. And I had seen countless clips and videos and this, that, and the other. And the one thing that I knew from the get-go, I knew this shit from the get-go. He was full of shit. When he said in an interview that it was him who did this and Walter Johnson, Mr. Tendernism, just helped out. I was like, what? So you knew about smoking barbecue, you knew about seasoning meat, you knew about this, you knew about that, when all you was really doing was selling coffee and crumpets before. If you knew about this shit, how come you hadn't opened up no motherfucking barbecue joint? But I didn't say nothing, because I said, let this shit play out. And then I kept seeing Mr. Johnson. I'm going to call him Mr. Johnson because he's an elder. He's in his mid-70s, I guess. I kept seeing him shucking and jiving with this motherfucker online. I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like this shit, and Morris doesn't like it either. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the shit play out. I'm going to let it play all the way out, because I knew something was wrong from the get-go. And then they ended up doing an interview with Willie D. I don't know, did anybody see the interview with Willie D? I saw the interview with Willie D, and the interview with Willie D showed me a couple things, and I want to show y'all a couple things that it showed me. And then I'm going to get the fuck on out of here, because this is what I wanted to talk about. This is what I wanted to talk about. So what I want to do, says I got to add this to the page, remove this, I want to add this, okay? Willie D. Willie D interviewed Mr. Tendernism and Nick Yepperman, okay? And when he interviewed them, there was like 3 parts of the interview that I want to show you. I want to show you the beginning, and I want to show you the middle, and then I want to show you the end, okay? That's a good story right there. If you were a writer, you know you got to have a good middle, a good beginning, you got to have a great middle, and then you got to have a solid ending. You got to have a good beginning. You got to pull them in. You got to reel the people in, right? You got to reel them in. Then when you reel them in, you've got to have a great story to tell. Got to have a great story to tell. If you ain't got a great story to tell, you better have good pictures. You better have good pictures. But here's the thing. The ending is what matters. The beginning and the middle don't mean shit if the ending happens this way, that way, the other way. And the ending to this was very predictable, just based on what had happened. So some of y'all might know about the Tendernism story, some of y'all might not. So let me run this video clip. I'm gonna run it for a couple minutes so I can let them get into it and just listen and see the body language between Mr. Tendernism, Walter Johnson, the old black man, Nick Yepperman, Destination Barbecue owner, and look at the facial expressions of Willie D. Capture all that while you're listening. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to stop it. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to stop it. And you know how we do it. You know how we do it. Give me 1 second.
I got a couple of guests in the house today from Destination Smokehouse. You might recognize Nick Yepperman and Walter. Mr. Tendernism Johnson is in the building. Hey, fellas.
All right. Amazing. Thank you for having us.
All right.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fam, we're here today to get an understanding. So Recently, food critic and content creator Keith Lee visited Destination Smokehouse and later posted a review describing his experience. In that review, he said he was denied the opportunity to meet Walter Johnson, also known as Mr. Tenderism, and leave a large tip. After the video went viral, many people in the public took issue with what they heard and questioned whether access to Walter was being restricted.
I question it. I question it personally. I felt like they were trying to shield him from talking to outsiders. This happens a lot. This happens a lot when people are working for a company. They don't want you to talk to outsiders because it's almost like, and I'm going to use this term and use it loosely, but they don't want you escaping the plantation. They don't want you escaping the plantation. What they was trying to do is they was trying to hold Brother Johnson captive because he was talented. He is talented. And they didn't want outsiders coming in being influential because he was an influence. Because once you start getting your just due and you start seeing that another motherfucker ain't treating you the way that everybody else is treating you, you'll find your way out. You'll find your way out. And they didn't want Brother Johnson to find his way out. I knew what was going to happen. Once I saw this video, because I had seen so many different interviews, but once I saw this video right here, this motherfucker right here, I knew what the fuck was going on. Just listen to the way they answer this first question, and then we're going to skip it after they answer the first question.
In the comments under my reaction video, some viewers went as far as expressing concern that Walter, a black man, may be taken advantage of by Nick, a white man and business owner, raising broader questions about transparency, power, and fairness behind the brand. So the question that a lot of people is wanting to know, first of all, is, did you guys know who Keith Lee was before he showed up at the door?
I'll let you go first, sir. No, I did not know who he was. And at the time, I was not notified that he was here because I don't be on the internet. Like I said, I'm the old gentleman. I mean, hey, it is what it is, but I do not be on it that much to know he was a food critic. And now he can come back up here and we can meet person to person. You know, it's cool in the game. But no, I did not know who he was. No disrespect to him. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now,
well, I was kind of shocked when I found out. The way I found out was at the end of the podcast we were doing with Idi Amin. You know him from the Outlaws?
Absolutely. That's my boss. That's my dog.
Cool. So really solid. We were like 3 weeks out from planning it, and a lot of hiccups happened. We were so late in the day, but when we were doing it, we were just totally locked in. So I found out at the end of it, it was only 30 minutes.
Y'all know I don't like name dropping motherfuckers, right? I don't like name dropping motherfuckers. Don't be dropping nobody's fucking name to make yourself better, to give yourself street cred. Y'all know I hate that shit. I've always hated that shit. Y'all know I talk about local motherfuckers who just like dropping people's names because they think they know somebody or they think somebody knows them. Don't nobody give a fuck about who you talking to, who you were talking to, what podcast you were on. Answer the fucking question about Brother Johnson. Answer the question about Brother Tenderism. We don't want to know about no other podcast. Why the fuck would Willie D even care about somebody else being on somebody else's podcast? He got his own fucking platform. Stay focused, motherfucker.
It was a 30-minute podcast. Mm-hmm. So at the end, our head of security / host, Josh, came over and said, "Hey, Nick, man, it's like some guy came and he was trying to meet Walt to give him a $5,000 tip." I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird," because we've had like streamers come in.
What's weird? What's weird about giving somebody a tip? Somebody was trying to give the man $5,000. Somebody was trying to give him 5 bands. And you're going to see who the motherfucker who turned Keith Lee away at the end of this shit. But somebody was trying to give this man right here, this older black man, $5,000. Now, I'm sorry. He working for a living. He's smoking meat. He could use that $5,000. I don't give a fuck how much Nick Yepperman was paying him, because he's no longer paying him. I don't give a fuck how much money he was paying him. Brother Johnson, and Brother Johnson is married. Brother Johnson and his wife, Mrs. Johnson, Mrs. Tendernism, they could use that $5,000. I'm just going to go out on a motherfucking limb and say, yeah, the $5,000 could have been used in the Tendernism household. That's all I'm going to say on that. But I got some more to say. Just hold on.
Trying to like come in and get weird content. So we love the exposure, but we don't need weird exposure. So he took it and he didn't know. That was another shocking thing. Me, my friend Walter French, who's off camera, and then one lady who was working that day are the only 3 people in the restaurant who knew who he was. And I was in shock. I didn't even know it was Keith Lee until like 15 minutes after I heard about the tip. So as soon as I got the idea, I started messaging him, and I went out into the parking lot trying to find him. I was hoping he was going to be at our restaurant when we were in Hemet in our.
Don't worry about that, motherfucker. He wasn't coming for you. He wasn't going to answer your message. Now, if Brother Tendernism had texted him or Brother Tendernism had DM'd him, I bet you he'd have DM'd Brother Tendernism back. What you doing DMing him for Brother Tendernism? He wasn't there to see you. He was there to see Brother Tendernism. I'm saying this shit like this motherfucker can hear me, because maybe one day he'll hear me, because I know right now he got more room and more time on his hands because Mr. Tendernism is gone. Thank God. Thank motherfucking God.
Original location. I know who he is. I'm a food guy and I'm on the internet all the time. I do all our social media, so I'm well aware. And it would have been a great boost to us in Hemet, you know? I figured he just never came.
It would have been a great boost for us in Hemet. It would have been a great boost for us in Hemet. Giving that $5,000 would have been a great boost for Brother Johnson. Yes, it would have helped your business for Keith Lee to come by your business. But Keith Lee didn't come by your business to boost your business up. He came by your business to boost Mr. Tendernism up. See, this is the problem that we got with culture vultures, y'all. This is the problem that we got with culture vultures.
Because the level that we're at now, he likes to help out businesses that need more exposure, you know? So, but I would have been, if I would have known he was here, I would have probably asked Edie to stop for a few seconds so we could go over there. That's what I would have done. But ever since I reached out to him, I've gotten zero response. I thought I was very respectful. From what I've watched from the review, it just didn't seem like he really captured what it's like when you come to this place. It's just disappointing that as popular as people can be on social media, people don't know everybody. You know, I'm in shock. We just went to Dallas, and you had to see it in person. Everybody came up to Walt. Not everybody knew who he was, but so many people came up to him. So there is this line where you're really well known, but it's possible some people don't know you. But
motherfuckers don't have to know you, especially black folks. Real black folks will understand what I'm saying. Real black folks that's listening to this know sometimes we don't have to know a motherfucker to know a motherfucker. We can know a motherfucker by spirit, or we can know a motherfucker by knowledge. See, sometimes looking at Walt, and I can tell you right now, when I saw Mr. Tendernism for the first time, let me come on up a little bit more. When I saw Mr. Tendernism for the first time, he reminded me of individuals that I knew when I was growing up, that was teaching me the game, not just in food, but in life. Brother Johnson looks like somebody's old ass uncle. Got a lot of knowledge, got a lot of wisdom, been through a whole bunch of shit. And you're going to listen to him just on GP. And the fact that Nick Yepperman and his people were listening to Brother Johnson, and they created Destination Barbecue, and Mr. Tendernism took their shit from one level to the next level, means he should have fucking got Mr. Tendernism in front of Keith Lee, because that's what really broke the camel's back. Because it showed everybody, yeah, there's something wrong here. And everybody kept pushing, and everybody kept pushing. And now, Mr. Tendernism is no longer with him. But let me go ahead and skip forward. I need to skip forward, because I'm tired of hearing this motherfucker talk now. Let me go on and skip forward. I'm going to go to, let's go about right here.
If he's not taking advantage of me, we're going to be here until the end.
Here we go.
Walt, you're doing so much to help this brand, do Walter have, ownership or equity in a Destination Smokehouse? Is that something that you can share?
Everybody's business ain't nobody's business. But this is how I put it. I'm telling you.
You see how Brother Johnson said that shit? Ain't nobody's business. It ain't nobody's business. See, they had worked on this shit. They had worked on keeping everything covert, keeping everything away from everybody, keeping everything a secret. They didn't want nobody to know that Brother Tendernism, Brother Johnson, was not an owner. He was just a worker. He was just a worker. He was just an employee. He was just collecting a dollar at Destination Barbecue. He had no stock in anything. They even tried to patent the motherfucking name behind his back, tried to trademark Tendernism's name without him even knowing so. But that didn't get done either, because a brother did it before they could, and he held on to it, and now Mr. Tendernism has his own trademark. Because some people know culture vultures, they lurk. They lurk, they look, they seek, they smell blood in the water, and then they swoop down. And that's what they did. They thought they had Brother Walt. They thought they had him. And they was going to trademark Tendernism, and his ass would have been out in the cold without his name, without nothing. Like many of these performers and shit, and many of these entertainers and shit out here that be out here in society now can't even perform the songs that they wrote. Can't do the shit that they created because somebody else owns the fucking rights to it. I've tried to explain people, ownership is beautiful. Ownership is beautiful. That's exactly what they wanted, Brother Apollo. That's exactly what they wanted. Famous Amos, absolutely. They wanted a motherfucking mascot. I got to promise, Mr. Tendernism, I got a notebook of a lot of numbers in between the car seats. So, you're in a situation where if you don't own, and this is what I found out, I went to a concert with Ray, and we went and saw Montel Jordan, and she didn't really understand why this motherfucker just kept saying, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. Kind of buzz, and it's all because this is how we do it. That's all he can fucking play of the song. Montel Jordan can't even play his own motherfucking hit that he made back in the 90s because somebody else owns the rights to it, because he sold the rights to the motherfucker. He can only play like a minute and 16 seconds or some shit of that song in concert. If they catch his ass singing that song's full version, they could sue, or they could just take his money, whatever. But he can't even play his own songs. And many performers are like that. And that's what Mr. Tendernism would have been. He wouldn't have been able to use the name Tendernism. Don't nobody want Walter Johnson Barbecue. They want Tendernism. They want Tendernism. Nah, we're not letting this shit happen again. We not. But let me let this kick, because I got the capper in a second. I got the capper.
Yeah, it's my business. If whatever, it's Nick's business.
You hear him say that? It's my business and it's Nick's business. They was playing him like he was partners, but he hadn't signed shit. He hadn't signed no documents, no incorporation papers, no LLC papers, no DBA papers, no nothing. His name wasn't on shit. He wasn't getting no mail to Destination Barbecue with his name on it. People was coming to get the Tendernism. They was paying money, they was paying him, and it was over at that point. Culture vultures.
Sharing your business, all of this here, we just have Destination One in the nation. We on one kick. I can't get on sharing personal, how much money or this and that. I'm letting, we cut this dude to chase. He's not taking advantage of me. We're going to be here until the end. I'm talking about not the FRI.
You see what he said? He's not taking advantage of me. And I'm going to prove that he did take advantage of him. I'm going to prove to you that Nick Yupperman and his people at Destination Barbecue did take advantage of Mr. Tendernism. I'm going to prove it to you in just a second. Y'all just heard him say he's not taking advantage of me. Let me just go back a couple seconds so you can hear it again.
Yeah, it's my business. If whatever, it's Nick's business. That sharing your business, all of this here, We just have destination one in the nation. We on one kick. I can't get on sharing personal how much money or this and that. I'm letting, okay, we cut this dude to chase. He not taking advantage of me. We're going to be here until the end. I'm talking about.
He said he's going to be there to the end. Well, I guess the end came, goddammit. He said he was going to be there to the end. Well, the end has come. The beginning, the middle, and the end. So y'all heard that. Let's go a little further down the line.
The worry my baby be worried, man. These negative folks over, man. Once they see this package deal, like Pat Riley.
I'd have to actually come to Marietta specifically to just come there.
Hey, man, look here, man. You should try to make that happen, man. And then we can do another one, too. And we can put all of them together. You know how y'all do this stuff. I don't know how to do it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how to do it. Now I want to go back on the smoking. I know about tenderism. Hey, but anyway, the only thing I want to do is get us together, man. We have some fun. And then once they see this package deal, like Pat Riley, he had a team. You get what I'm saying? He didn't win them championships by himself. Bill, Chicago, they didn't win them championships by themselves. They had a team. And they took them on down. And that's what we're trying to do right now here at Destination One in the Nation. We got a team, and we just keep on moving, man.
Yeah, Brother Johnson has great points there. He has great points there. Pat Riley didn't win all them championships. He had a team. And you know who led that team? Magic. Brother Tendernism, he's Magic. What'd he say, Phil Jackson? Phil Jackson, he didn't win all them championships by himself. He had a team. Who did he have first? He had Michael Jordan. And then he came to L.A. He had Shaq. He had Kobe. God damn it. He had some integral parts. Pat Riley and Phil Jackson without Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal existing, them motherfuckers would have just been two white coaches. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. They would have just been two white coaches. You absolutely right. What's your name, brother? Hold on one second. I got to get your name right. Uncle Kale. One Uncle Kale. You absolutely right. He knew he was an older man. He knew he was an older man, and he took advantage of him because Mr. Johnson, Brother Tendenism, did not know the business. What'd you say there, Apollo? We are the secret sauce. We are the secret sauce. Not like the Supreme Felons. They got the sauce. They got the sauce. They got the killer sauce. They got the thieving sauce. They got the pedo sauce. But they don't really have the sauce. We're going to stay focused and move forward amicably. Shall we? We've been the sauce. Absolutely. Since the beginning of time. Absolutely. All right. Let's keep it pumping. Let's keep it pumping.
Keep on moving fast break. Shoot it to the power. You know what I'm saying? I might go up through the middle, button hook, something. Hey, man, I just have fun, man. And then the word my baby be worried, man. These negative folks over, man. Closing the computer up. Yeah. Put the phone down, man. Come on, man. Let's go shoot some pool. Let's do something. You know what I'm doing?
You gonna let me win again?
Hey, man, look, he be
watch this guy.
He be
the pool.
No, he be trying.
I don't like that patronizing shit. Don't be patronizing the elder. They up there patronizing the elder, just trying to make him feel good and shit. Trying to make him feel good. Motherfucker, you might as well just patted him on the hat. You should have just patted him on the can goal and shit. Look at my nigga here. Look at my nigga Walter. Look at my nigga Mr. Tenderism. The fuck? White people only invented the patent office, to steal our patents. They invented the patent office to steal our patents. They had already stole us. Message. They had already stole us. Message. They created the patent and trademark offices and shit so they could take what we created and bubble. Because they couldn't create shit themselves. A very known fact. At one time in this great country, because the country is great. It ain't got shit to do with 47, who was a 45, who should have never been a nothing. But the country is great. But the country's great because we built this motherfucker. And at one time, we were the only skilled tradespeople in this motherfucker. And we still got a lot of skilled tradespeople today. Underpaid, if getting paid at all. And we should have many more because that's what makes this country run. Skilled people. Skilled people make America run. Not the 1% of millionaires and billionaires. Okay? Okay? So, I'm going to move it a little bit further down. Hold on one second. I'm going to move it a little bit further down. Watch this shit. Watch this shit.
Man.
Hey, I'll get the only guy that can be considered that. I don't know if they were considering me a bodyguard because I'm a big guy and we were all, maybe Walter French, come here. They're probably considering
Hey,
me.
let me tell you something. Hey, brother.
I thought it was you. Go say hello.
Let's clear this up right here with that.
Yo!
Hey,
What it do?
Look, man.
Look, hey,
I ain't no bodyguard though.
Hey,
But I can swing him.
hey, what do you
Josh,
They like him up in there shucking and jiving and shit. They like him up, and I guess that guy is probably still there. That guy is probably still there. Mr. Tenderism ain't there, so that's all that matters to me. That motherfucker's still there, and then the motherfucker that's about to come into the camera, he's still there too, with his Sambo ass. Watch his Sambo ass come on in.
this is the only guy, and unfortunately, I'm not trying to put him out there, but can you see him? Okay, yeah. He was actually the young man who met Keith and didn't know who he met Keith and didn't know who he was, and even like 5 minutes after he told me, I found out from someone else that it was Keith that was here. So, but he's the only one. We only need one. We're not like high security here, and he's pretty capable.
we're high security. They need to secure them black diamond oxtail because they go out the door, man, fast. You see what I'm saying? You don't know where they go.
What's the security guy name?
Security guard name.
Josh.
Josh, when you found out who Keith was, when he told you who he was, did you just like let it slide, or did you try to look up and see who he was?
At the time, because we had. Say that again.
Did you try to verify who he was, or did you just say, okay, whatever, I don't know you?
Normally, that's what we do because a lot of people come in, you know how they are there. Oh, I'm this influencer. Normally, I tell them, okay, let me see your handle, man. You know, that way I could vet them a little bit before I let the boss know that they're here. But at the time, they was in a podcast. And when he told me, I have instructions given to me way before that how we do business on the regular. So if they in the middle of doing something, unless it's something like pushing, I don't bother them. And it can always happen.
$5,000 ain't pushing? If somebody's got 5 bands and they're trying to give 5 bands to Mr. Tenderism, that doesn't happen every day. That doesn't happen every week. That doesn't happen every month. That didn't happen in a year. I'm sure people tried to give him tips. I'm sure people gave him tips. But Keith Lee was trying to give him $5,000. Actually, he was trying to give $4,000 up, I guess, from what Keith Lee said, and trying to give $1,000 away to people who were in line after them to get stuff to eat. That's what the whole thing I heard was. He was trying to give him $4,000, and then he was going to give $1,000, pay another $1,000 so people could eat behind him. He was going to pay up to $1,000 or people getting food behind him. So that's the way the shit rolled out. But this motherfucker right here, this cock-blocking ass Sambo, was what kept Mr. Tenderism from getting his 4 bands and from helping some people eat free that day. Bum ass nigga.
Wait, okay? So that's basically what I was doing.
And he didn't tell you who he was.
He didn't tell me who he was at first. He didn't tell me. So when he walked up, he told Gio.
And Gio didn't know.
And Gio didn't know. Right. When he came to me, he said, hey, I got this amount of money. I'm not going to disclose it. He said, I got this amount of money I want to give to to ask a couple of questions. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, man, he's just like 8,000 people that comes in here want to talk to Hey, bro, they busy right now doing.
So a bunch of people come in here all the time offering $4,000 or $5,000. He a lying motherfucker. He's been told what to say too. Nick Yepperman told him what to say too. He told him what to say, just like he'd been telling Walter Johnson what to say. Brother Tenderism. But see, now all that's over. All that's over. I just want this to get out right here, and let this get out, and then we'll keep it pumping.
On something, I told them what they was doing, and at first he was a little pushy about it. I was like, look, I don't know how long he's going to be. If you guys want to wait, you can. But, you know, I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but he's doing something right now, bro. I'm not going to go get him for a couple of questions.
Oh, so you gave Keith the opportunity the option to wait, and he decided to leave?
Yeah, because I told him, I said, I don't know how long he's going to be, but if you want to wait, you can. That's fine.
Oh, okay. I get it.
There were some circumstances that happened after the fact with other people that he talked to that opened our eyes up to why he probably felt the way that he did. Even the way that he approached it, he didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media to offer a tip.
Nobody knows anybody else on social media. Nobody gives a fuck who else is on social media. Motherfuckers were there for tendernism. They weren't there to talk to you. They weren't there to talk to anybody else. They were there to see Mr. Tendernism. This is what I don't understand, and why nobody gets, when I get angry about some shit, it's because I read between the lines of all this bullshit. He's talking out the side of his fucking beard. He didn't ask for anybody else. He only asked for Walter. Okay, he only asked for Walter because Walter's the motherfucker that matters. Walter's the motherfucker that was making Destination Barbecue pop. Walter was the one that was making Destination #1 in the nation. That's who was doing it. Now what you got? Because tendernism is gone. The name and the man, nigga.
To a business owner was crazy. That was the other thing too, is like he really thinks Walt is like this. He didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media. To offer a tip to a business owner was crazy. That was the other thing too, is like he really thinks Walt is like this helpless guy who needs his help. How are you going to tip a business owner? Tip the whole staff.
I think the tip was supposed to meant for staff.
How you going to tip a business owner? How you going to tip a business owner? How you going to tip a business owner? One more time, because we don't do 3 for Umar no more. We do 4. How you going to tip a business owner? You hear that, motherfucker? He said, how you going to tip a business owner? One more time.
On social media, to offer a tip to a business owner was crazy. That was the other thing too, is like.
You see, he said business owner, and he was pointing in tendernism's direction, implying that tendernism was an owner of the business.
He really thinks Walt is like this helpless guy who needs his help. How are you going to tip a business owner? Tip the whole staff.
I think the tip was supposed to meant for staff, because what he typically do is he'll give it to
accepted that.
No, the way he put it was, I want to give this to Walter.
Okay.
He specifically said his name to ask me a couple of questions. To ask him a couple of questions, I meant to say. That's how he presented it. He didn't say, hey, I want to give y'all this, and in the meantime, can I talk to Walter and Nick?
Yeah, because you don't need no fucking money. Because don't nobody know who you are. You a security guard. If you want to get tipped out, go work at the motherfucking strip club. Maybe the waiters and waitresses tip you out, because they do that at a lot of restaurants too. When they got like doormen and people like that, they tip those guys out too. But it ain't no goddamn 4 bands, 5 bands. You might get tipped out by $20 a piece by the motherfucking waiters and waitresses, bartenders and shit. But you're not getting tipped out like that. He knew goddamn well that money wasn't meant for him. And when he said he wanted to give him some bread, you should have went and got him. His ass is probably the motherfucker who's mostly responsible for Mr. Tendernism not being there, because we finding out the real truth. We finding out the real truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Or whatever, he literally asked for him only and said he want to give him that amount of money.
Even Reynaldo or Butcher Bill or someone that's visible, Walter French, anybody else, it would have felt like it was coming from a place that we would have accepted. But
so y'all gonna accept the money that he meant to put in Tendernism's hand? Why would y'all try to get the money that's he made? If he doesn't exist, nobody's coming there with a $5,000 tip. Nobody's coming to that motherfucker without a goddamn tip. Have you ever had anybody before come for a tip? Anybody? Mr. Chowtime, Keith Lee, any of these other motherfucking traveling food critics? Have you ever had a motherfucker come in and give a tip? No. So what makes you think that somebody else deserved that motherfucking money other than Mr. Tendernism? You's a bitch. But you know what you are now? You a bitch without tendernism. Let's go.
You know, we're blessed that we have this following. Yeah, you want me to cut it short? Sorry, brother.
Hey, look here. I'd like you to some kind of way get in touch with him if possibility. Tell him when he come back. And hey, look, I'm willing to meet him. I mean, he can call me on the phone number, call Nick, whatever. And we can sit down, man, because no hard feelings. I did not know. Now, that I do, tell him come on back down. I don't know how far he is. But he come on, man, we're going to treat him. Dude, you're going to get the best treatment in the world because we had a misunderstanding. I didn't even understand it. It was a misunderstanding to understand. So to me, you know, now that it is.
Because they was keeping your ass hostage, brother Tenderism. They was holding you fucking hostage, brother. That's why you didn't know that there was a misunderstanding. You didn't know nothing about the 4,000. You didn't know nothing about the 5,000. You didn't know nothing about shit until there was an uproar after Keith Lee put up a goddamn video. He'd have never known shit. But they had to tell him because they knew somebody else was going to tell him. So they had to tell him. That's why they came on Willie D's show a month ago. A month ago. This shit sounds like it might have been 6 months ago, a year ago. Nah, it was a month ago. And we're going to move forward up to present date in just a second.
Look, we don't say, I said what I had to say. I mean, I told you a few minutes ago, I don't sit alone. I meant that. Now, I be trying to be, it's shouts, man. I got to move around. It's a misunderstanding from security to Nick to me. Now, let's clear the understanding up. We invited him back down to destination.
Already. Yeah. That's how you do it. And I you know what? I'm whatever I can do, I will try to help facilitate that because, you know, look, man, I'm rocking with y'all and I'm rocking with Keith. You know, I've been.
This is what I don't like with Willie D. I like Willie D's podcast because he has great guests. Now, y'all know I've been petty about Willie a couple times, you know, and hopefully Willie don't know that. But if he do know that, you know, I'll let him know I'm a petty motherfucker. I've been petty about some of his shit. But anyways, I loved the fact that he got all this information out. I love the fact that he got all this information out because it helped me articulate what was going on right here. It helped me. What'd you say? Business owner, only in words. Absolutely. Only in words, Uncle Kel. Only in words. Okay, he needs to open his own barbecue restaurant. Well, don't jump the shark, Apollo St. Charles. He's on his way. Give him time. He just escaped the plantation. Let him set up shop. So none of them looked to see who Keith was. That's funny to me, too. Nobody else looked to see who he was because he wasn't there by himself. Keith Lee rolls with people. He wasn't there by himself. Sure wasn't. Descendant layer. That's the misunderstanding across the board when it comes to working with these companies, period. Descendant layer, I need you to email me. Descendant layer. I'm putting my email address in the motherfucking, whatchamacallit, right now. Hold on one second. I'm going to put my email address. Okay. Email me, Descendant Lair. I need your contact info. Email me. I'll email you back. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, sister. I appreciate you. Smoke, what's happening? I appreciate all y'all checking out the live, getting here in time, because I'm just about to drop the fucking bomb in this bitch. I'm just about to drop the bomb. Brother Apollo almost jumped the shark, but I'm about to drop the bomb. I'm about to drop the bomb on you, baby. Yeah, I'm about to drop the bomb on you, because here's the thing. All due respect to Willie D. Willie D did a great interview, and this was near the end of the interview. All due respect, because he said he was trying to put them together. Willie D probably would have put them together and Mr. Tenderism had stayed. But Mr. Tenderism did not stay. Did not stay. He escaped. He escaped. And what we gonna do now? I love it. I love it. Let me find the shit. Let me find the shit. Let me find this shit. And while I'm finding this shit, hold on a second. While I'm finding it, let's go ahead and break out a little bit of our theme music. Can I break out a little bit of our theme music? Let's go.
I'm blacker than BET, I'm blacker than EBT, I'm blacker than Eazy-E, I'm blacker than TLC, blacker than Escape and SWV, I'm blacker than 8 tracks and stacks of DVDs. We go back like flat tires, I'm blacker than Sapphire, blacker than Baptist churches down south with a black choir, blacker than smoke detectors that's beeping all through the year, blacker than sneaking snacks in the back of the movie theater. I'm blacker than Coltrane, blacker than Soul Train, blacker than gold teeth, earrings and gold chains, blacker than baby.
All right, we're gonna stop it. We're gonna stop it. Actually, let's segue. Here's my new segue.
A few moments later. A few moments later.
I had to take this. I've loved this sound for months, and I don't know why I've never recorded it, but now we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go.
A few moments later.
Y'all saw. Let me go ahead and let me hold on a second. Let me do this. Let me do this. Y'all saw what everybody else was seeing, right? Y'all saw what everybody else was seeing. Willie D was doing his thing, and he was here. Everybody's there. Mr. Tendernism, Nick Yepperman, that Sambo in the back. Yeah. That's Sambo in the back. Now, let's go here. Let's go here. And watch this shit. Watch this shit.
A question I think everybody's been wanting to know is, are you still at Destination Smokehouse?
No, I'm not. I'm not at Destination Smokehouse.
I'm not at Destination Smokehouse. That's saluting Willie D. If you watch Willie D's cast, you know Willie D goes. He does that clap, that slow clap like that. So that's saluting Willie D. That's. Yeah. So this right here lets you know where we fucking are. This lets you know where we fucking are. That's the jam, ain't it, Free? That's the jam. I'm blacker than, baby. I'm blacker than. Let's get back to Mr. Tendernism. He says he's no longer with Destination. Let's just start it all over again, and I'm going to let him run through it a little bit more.
A question I think everybody's been wanting to know is, are you still at Destination Smokehouse?
No, I'm not. I'm not at Destination Smokehouse. I'm with Tendernism now.
He say he with Tendernism now. He said, I'm with myself. See, he safely evacuated, y'all. He safely evacuated, y'all. Yeah. He safely evacuated. When you can safely evacuate, you're doing something. When you can safely evacuate, you're doing something. And he safely evacuated. That's a beautiful thing. Let's go back to him. Since he safely evacuated, let's see what he's on to.
You know, I had to go on my own, you know, so that way I can do what I have to do. So I don't want nobody to be, it is what it is. You got to move on. When things happen, you don't get mad. Hey, you just take another step. Get glad. Praise the Lord, you're still living. But
he a good dude. He a good old dude. I hope one day I can meet his acquaintance. I hope one day. I don't know. But he's the kind of brother that reminds me of an old uncle. Brother Johnson is like an old uncle, Mr. Tendernism. And he means well, but he just don't know what he needs to know when he's out here dealing with these fucking vultures.
hey, I'm finna tenderize the world now. Hey, they should have never, but.
He said they should have never. You heard that shit? He said they should have never, which lets you know they disrespected him. They should have never tried him, but they tried him, and now he's about to show their ass. Get him, Mr. Johnson. Tendernism. I love this shit.
It is what it is, y'all. And keep, hey, family out there, y'all keep supporting me. And I guarantee you,
I ain't gonna do you wrong. Booyah. While we're talking,
I love that shit. I love that shit. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want him to be successful, and I want him to be free of fucking culture vultures like Nick Yepperman and Destination. They ain't number 1 in the nation. They might not be number 10 in the nation no more. They might not be number 100 in the nation because Mr. Tendernism is gone. Appreciate you, Lair. Thank you. I'll get at you after I get off here. But yeah, man, this is big. The fact that he's got his own thing, this is big. Now, there's just one more thing that I really want Mr. Tendernism to do. Now that he's broken away from the culture vultures in his life, one more thing that I want
question
him to do.
I think everybody's been wanting to know.
This is what I want him to do. Now, you see what he's about to do right now. He was messing with the grill, okay? See what he's about to do right now. One more thing I want him to do. Okay, you saw that. You saw that. I hope everybody saw that. I hope everybody saw that. I'm going to let you see it again. I'm going to let you see it again, and then we're going to end. Hold on a second. Watch him when he comes off the grill. Yeah, that nose wipe. That nose wipe. Nah, he quit, Lair. You're going to have to catch back up to the video. He gone, baby. He left him. They shortchanged him when Keith Lee came through. Well, they more than shortchanged him. He didn't get his $5,000, $4,000 and $1,000 to pass out to willing customers waiting. They disrespected him. They played him. They played him. Talking about he was a part owner. He wasn't part of shit. Then they went behind his back and tried to trademark his name. Tried to trademark his motherfucking name. Tried to trademark Tendernism. How dare you, motherfuckers. I love this shit. I just wish that he'd wear some gloves. He got to wear some gloves. Brother Johnson, I need you to wear some gloves. Brother Johnson, I need you to wear some gloves. Please wear some gloves, Brother Johnson. If you're not going to wear no gloves, Brother Johnson, I don't know if I'll ever be able to eat anything he cook anyway because I don't eat meat. But goddamn. You can't be wiping your hands, Brother Johnson, and making tendernism because that tendernism going to have a little mucusism on it. You got some boogerisms on it. Have some snotisms on it. We don't need none of that. Just put your seasonings that you get out your containers. Don't put none of them special seasonings that's coming out your nose. Come on, Elder. Get you some nitrile or latex gloves, and you'll be in good shape. You'll be in good shape. I need you wearing gloves out here in this commercial situation. I need you wearing gloves out here. Real chefs wear gloves, okay? And if you got to wipe your nose and you got gloves on, at least you can take that glove off and put another pair of gloves on. But you can't do this, Mr. Tendernism. You can't do that. You can't do that. Mr. Tendernism, you can't do that. Go on, Mr. Tendernism. We can't do that. All right? We got to safely evacuate because I got to get the fuck out of here. I got something to do, and I'm about to go do it. But I think I got down today. Uncle Kel, welcome in, brother. I know you probably never been around here. If you have, you never got into the chat. Welcome to the chat. I'm not going to say I'm the realest motherfucker on the internet because I know a lot of people like to use that handle, the realest motherfucker on the internet. But I can tell you, I'm real, and I'm a motherfucker, and I'm on the internet. You piece that shit together the way you want to. Soul Train, scramble board that shit the way you want to. I might not be the realest motherfucker on the internet, but I'm one of the realists, and I'm a motherfucker, and I'm on the internet. I appreciate everybody that came by for the live. I appreciate anybody that's going to watch this playback. Find me on TikTok. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Find me on YouTube. And after all 17 of y'all motherfuckers watch my videos, we're going to do something. We're going to do something. I appreciate y'all checking me out, though, for real. Got to get on down the road. We got some things we got to do this afternoon over at the kitchen. But what I want to do before I get out of here, I need to make sure that y'all understood the beginning of my video. Yeah, I lost a loved one. We may have not been in pocket for many years, but he was still my brother. He was actually a twin. And of the two twins, he was the only one that really ever sought to protect me. So when he was right, he was right. But when he went wrong, I couldn't expect him to help me. He couldn't help himself. So how can I be so selfish to think, man, you deserted me. You didn't help me. He deserted himself. And he deserted his kids. I can't be selfish to say you deserted me. Because once you have kids, once you have a family, they take precedence over everything else. But he lost himself. Then he lost his kids. And somewhere along the way, he lost me. Just our relationship. But he was still my brother. And I know he's no longer suffering what he was suffering before. So rest in peace, Floyd Arnold Rowley. Y'all be good. Appreciate you, Smoke. Appreciate you, brother. Everything out here is only here for a few moments. Let's cherish the times. Let's cherish each other. Let's get down with it. Because I want to be around.
A few moments later.
A few minutes, moments more. You feel me? One love.
I'm blacker than BET, I'm blacker than EBT, I'm blacker than Eazy-E, I'm blacker than TLC, blacker than Escape and SWV, I'm blacker than 8 tracks and stacks of DVDs. We go back like flat tires, I'm blacker than Sapphire, blacker than Baptist churches down south with a black choir, blacker than smoke detectors that's beeping all through the year, blacker than sneaking snacks in the back of the movie theater. I'm blacker than Coltrane, blacker than Soul Train, blacker than gold teeth, earrings and gold chains, blacker than baby kids and even Sinead crib, blacker than everybody that used to be hating Chris. I'm blacker than black mamas that's cooking with Crisco, blacker than every thong affected by Cisco, blacker than roller skating and dancing in disco. I'm blacker than Martin and Bruh Man from the 5th floor, blacker than living single and even Keenan and Kel. I'm blacker than Love Island and baddies and BBLs. I'm blacker than nappy hair and hitting niggas with chairs, blacker than Don Julio with my vision impaired, blacker than home phones and asses that's homegrown, blacker than being back before the street lights come on. I'm blacker than Whole Hiding, I'm blacker than Flow Rider, I'm blacker than gang banging and slanging and low riders. I'm blacker than majorettes, blacker than black schools, blacker than reparations and 40 acres and mules. I'm blacker than Shaka Zulu and burning sages and Hulu. I'm blacker than grandmamas that's cleaning houses and moo-moos. I'm blacker than Tracy Morgan, I'm blacker than Gracie's Corner, I'm blacker than Ali while knocking out George Foreman. I'm blacker than Motown, blacker than Roll Bounce, I'm blacker than brown bags that cover the 40 ounce, blacker than home remedies, lemon and tea bags, blacker than fried chicken and greens at a repast, blacker than don't you dribble that ball in my damn house, blacker than if I brought you in this world I could take you out, blacker than throwing fades, I'm blacker than playing spades, I'm blacker than dreadlocks, afros and box braids, blacker than black preachers, I'm blacker than black Jesus, I'm blacker than Exodus, Romans, Colossians and Ephesians, I'm blacker than all your cabinets that's holding all of your seasons, I'm blacker than breaking out into worship for no reason, I'm blacker than Listerine, I'm blacker than Mr. King, left every voice and sing until earth and heaven ring, blacker than Steve Harvey, I'm blacker than Marcus Garvey and all of my ancestors that made it possible for me, blacker than Jim Crow, the Underground Railroad, my fist is up and I'm proud, my nigga, and I say it loud, I'm black.